What I've decided to do is take shitty beer and try to make it unshitty by adding the elements that I think it needs. So I actually have a selection of a few beers, and we're going to try to take these beers and change the rating from a sub 72 rating to a possibly a 90 or 92 according to the Beer Advocate scale. So without further ado, let's get started. It's always important to have a clean glass, because you don't want the beer to stick to the sides. I read that in a book somewhere. Alright, first up is an American classic, Miller Genuine Draft. It doesn't have a lot of body, not a lot of residual sweetness. So I figured, what better way to increase the profile of MGD than with Kroger brand chocolate sauce. So just a dab will do you. You don't need to add too much. We'll mix that up really good. The aroma's nice. I could easily mistake this for a Founder's Porter, or not. Kind of like an artificial. It's almost a little cloying. The sweetness is. It coats your mouth a lot more than it did before. It's almost kind of syrupy. I'd probably give it out of 5, maybe like a 1. What we have here is Miller 64. Miller 64 is famous for only having 64 calories and also tasting like shit. With something being so thin, you kind of want to add some body to it, maybe a little bit, maybe increase the gravity a little bit. So I'll figure out what better way than cornstarch. If that's not going to increase the gravity, then I don't think anything will. Just going to do a little bit here. I don't want to make it too thick. I think that's good. Now you can see the color on this one. Right now it's pretty much all white. The head looks amazing on here. I hope the lacing is the same if it ever dies down. Kind of sticking in between my teeth, so the mouthfeel is definitely increased, and that's what we were going for. So I would probably give this beer a 0.3 Corona. You know you had it. A lot of people have gotten it right with the addition of lime or lemon, whatever the case may be. I think the problem is that they just don't use enough. So we're just going to stick with what works, what I think works, and we're just going to maybe dial it up to like the level 11 and just see what happens. I think that should be good. It's sour. It's a little sour. Actually, I don't get any beer in there at all. Oh my god. It kind of makes your eyes water a little bit. If you like, I'm probably going to give it a 0.7 because it kind of makes me want to throw up. This is Wild Blue, premium lager with natural flavors and color from juice. Apparently it's brewed with color as an ingredient. I didn't know you could do that. I think if we can cut through that sweetness, I think we can really elevate the rating on this beer. So what we're going to use is vinegar. It seems to be the perfect thing to kind of like take that sweetness level down a notch. So it's still very purple. It's hard to bury out that purple ingredient. The aroma is, it kind of reminds me of Captain D's. Oh, that's weird. I kind of felt like I just bit into a bowling ball. There's a texture in there that's similar to probably swallowing a pine cone, a melange of acid, blueberries, and urine. This is like a 0.2. That's probably generous. The problem with gluten-free beer is that it tastes like an asshole. I have a New Planet gluten-free raspberry ale, but it's got raspberries in it, and raspberries are fun. So in order to add some of that gluten back into it, which we know makes beer delicious, I've decided to mix this with breast milk. We had a big dinner the other day, and I fed my wife a shitload of pasta. So this is just oozing with glutens, and that's what we want. So this is what we're going to go with here. Well, let's go ahead and gluten this shit up, huh? grade A vitamin D deliciousness right here. Now you can see the glutens are already reacting with the non glutens, and that's I think that's a good sign. That's what we want right there. There's actually like 3 bubbles in there right now. I don't know if you can see that. It kind of looks like a milkshake. It could be delicious. The aroma, very close to something I cleaned my toilet with the other day. It's hard to see on the camera, but if you look, there's like waves coming out of here, like if you're looking over like a hot deserted highway. I would say it tastes a lot like yeah, what she said. Oh, overall rating on that one, we're gonna give that a 0. Don't do that ever. This is called Hite. I want to go in a little bit different direction with this one. We're going to try to do something that's been very popular in American culture lately, and that's the sour beers. Introducing lactobacillus or Brettanomyces and other bacteria into beer to make it sour, which is a thing people want now. So, as a shortcut, what we're going to do is pickle juice. But let's go ahead and gussy this motherfucker up. There are some floaties in there now, which is, that's a sure sign that you have something that's authentic from Belgium, is when you have floaties in there. It's kind of tart in the way that it makes me want to immediately diarrhea out of my butthole. I got a floaty in my throat. Probably like a 1.3684. I think that's a pretty accurate rating for this one. That's my baby over there. She likes beer too, so she's just being jealous. That's why she won't shut the fuck up. That's right. I said shut the fuck up. We have an American classic, as far as I'm concerned, about as classic as muscle cars and apple pie and corn. This is a Mich Ultra, but we got a nice fruity little twist on here. This is the pomegranate raspberry varietal. We really need to up the malt on this one, so we are going to add Quaker Oats because that is the quickest way to do it. You know, when you work out all day, you drink a lot of water, and then you pee, and then it's kind of like a it's basically it's workout pee color. That's perfect right there. You know what I'm talking about. We're using old-fashioned Quaker Oats because I'm an old-fashioned motherfucker and I like my shit old-fashioned. You can kind of see a chemical reaction taking place, and that's great. That's what we want. It's kind of like a sandwich. There are some floaties on top, some floaties on bottom, and then there's some liquid in the middle, which is weird. But that's what you expect when you brew beer. I mean, shit happens. You don't know what you're doing. I don't fucking know what I'm doing. Every time I swirl, just fizzes out. That's science. That's science. It's almost chewy. It sticks to your teeth really bad. You take one sip and you'll be good for like 30 seconds. This works. I think this works. I'm gonna give this a thumbs up, and on a scale of 1 to 5, a 1.8. All right, and for our final beer today, it's pretty much akin to swallowing a live volcano through your nose. Cave Creek Chili Beer. A beer so shitty they included food in there to hide the shittiness of the beer, but if you look, there is actually a chili pepper in the beer. I sent one of these to Cuzco as a joke. I pray to God, Cuzco, that you did not drink this because you were probably dead, and that's why we haven't heard from you in the thread for so long. So the thing with a lot of flavors is there's a threshold. Take hops and IPAs, for example. There's something called the lupulin threshold. It's where you have so many hops, they get to a level to where hops are better, awesome. I don't know what it means, but it's basically you had a whole bunch of shit gets better, and I think that's the general premise here. So we are going to try to drown out that spiciness with a little more spiciness, and we're going to add some cayenne pepper to this. Okay, so So we'll go ahead and the pepper comes immediately to the top. That's very ominous. I'm actually scared to death right now. I'm not sure why that happened because it was sitting at the bottom and now it's at the top, and it's can you hear that?
Yes.
You can literally hear it. It's screaming. The beer is screaming. But this is what we're going to try to subdue. We're going to tame the savage beast of this beer. And the pepper went right in there. That's fuck it. I don't care. Fuck it. It smells like hot. It smells like hot. So we'll tame it first. It starts to kick you in the back of the throat with like donkey legs. I'm immediately regretting this decision. So we got ourselves a little cayenne pepper. And we're going to slide it in for the pussies that like to shake this shit. But we're going to open up the lower end. This is called the man end. This has got a bigger hole. Put in our beer. Make sure you stir up this inferno. So if you see the color on this, it's red. There are a lot of floaties in this one too. I don't think they're yeast floaties. It kind of looks like Satan's ballsack. This is what I imagine Satan's nuts would look like. That's still very spicy. I'm hoping on the tongue it's going to be less spicy, and hopefully not give me heartburn. Do we have any Zantac?
Yeah.
I might have to go to the hospital after this. Yeah, it's still singing. That could be a good thing. Maybe it's kind of working out its kinks there. So the taste. It's hot. It's still pretty hot. I was hoping to get over that how hot it is, but is it hot in here?
Need some more breast milk.
No more breast milk, God, no. It burns. It burns with the fire of 1,000 suns. It's not really the effect I was going for. The back of my throat, I think I swallowed a porcupine. Oh, that was a bad idea. That's rough. I very likely would not recommend doing that. So the taste it's fire. It's like eating fire. If you could take the manifestation of ethereal fire and solidify it into liquid form, my God. You know what though? Maybe the pepper's better. Sometimes it can soak up all the goodness that's being left out of the beer. Pepper's not better. It's not better. I'm going to say that's not a good choice. Don't do that. It's a good idea. I think it's a good idea. On a scale of 1 to 5, I'm going to give this a, give it a 0.1. I can see somebody liking this. I don't know. Somebody might like this. So there you have it. 8 shitty beer reviews that were just a little bit less shitty. All except for that last one. That was stupid. Don't do that. But hopefully you got some good ideas today on some good ideas. If you ever get stuck with a shitty beer, some stuff that you can mix it with to make it just a little bit better.
Why do you think my breast milk is so gross?
I don't know. It's just, it comes from an orifice of a body. It's fucking nasty. It's like swallowing my jizz.
Oh, well, I get it.
Maybe I might have diarrhea of the butt and the mouth today.
Yeah, I think you might.
Do you want any of these beers?
Nah.
you want me to make you a beer cocktail?
No.
Is it already started? It's gonna be your intro.
Take 1.